Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm taking this Rolls Royce to visit another Rolls Royce, potentially one for the channel. This car I'm going to see today is a little bit different. It's been owned by the same owner for some 30 plus years, and from what I understand it does need a little bit of TLC. It has been parked outside for pretty much all of those 30 years. So I thought I'd take you along. We'll go and see it, go and see what it's all about, see if it's an absolute rust bucket, see whether it's been well maintained, and have a good look around the car. And do you think a Rolls Royce project on this channel would be a good thing? One good thing today, the car is beautifully clean after my efforts at the weekend, and I didn't have time to take it out for a Sunday drive, so this is almost my Sunday drive out in the countryside. So the car we're going to see today is a 1986-1987, I'm not entirely sure in which year, Rolls Royce Silver Spirit. So I think that's probably a Silver Spirit 1, and I've walked past this car for probably the last 5 or 6 years, parked in the driveway, and I've always wondered what's happening with it. And a friend of mine I met the other day, we parked quite close by, and I said, you know, there's a Rolls Royce just round the corner. And he'd never seen it, so we walked past the house and he persuaded me to put a note through the door. If they were interested in selling the car, could they get in touch? And I got a phone call from the owner's son, and from what I understand it's been relatively well looked after, although it has been parked outside and not driven very much in the last few years. So it does worry me a little bit that all of a sudden you're going to get in it and drive it a little bit more and everything is going to start failing on it. Although if the gentleman that has owned it has maintained it well, and it has a current MOT, so not too much can be wrong with it, otherwise it wouldn't be roadworthy. But I know the bodywork does need a bit of cleaning up. I know there is a little bit of rust. I'm really intrigued to know from you all as well as to whether you would like to see more Rolls Royce content on this slightly more modern car of the BMW era, because there's not a lot on the internet of this era, or whether you would like to also see a slightly older model. I don't know very much about mechanics, so perhaps the earlier car could be something that I could learn how to look after a little bit more myself, do some jobs myself. This car is a little bit more electronic and a little bit more computerized, but it would be interesting to have a traditional Rolls Royce. It's a bit like the Mini, isn't it? There's a big following for the classic Mini, and the classic Mini owner thinks the new BMW Mini isn't a proper Mini. And there is that bit of a following along with Rolls Royce. But it's interesting, the earlier Rolls Royces, I mean, some of those had Citroen parts. The suspension was a Citroen Air suspension because it was the smoothest riding suspension that you can get. And this is the problem with small production car companies, as Rolls Royce was really. Getting all the parts you need and developing those parts is expensive, so you start looking at other manufacturers. When you say a Rolls Royce is full of BMW parts and is effectively a BMW in a Rolls Royce skin, well, some of the older Rolls Royces were Citroen parts dressed up as a Rolls Royce, and most cars have a huge number of Bosch parts as part of their makeup. So all cars are a collection of parts from different manufacturers. Someone is making all those components for you. You're not making them all yourself. But it will be interesting to compare a 40-year-old Rolls Royce with a 20-year-old Rolls Royce, because there will be noticeable differences. Technology has moved on, and technology in the last 20 years has moved on. The new Rolls Royces coming out are far superior to this. So I'm just down the road from where this car is. So we're about 5 minutes early. So I think I'm just going to pull into this car park and we'll head there properly in a minute. So, arrived just around the corner from where this car is. Sun is baking down, lovely day, so hopefully you can see me all right. And we're going to go and have a look to see what this car is like. Is it a good idea to add yet another Rolls Royce to the garage when I need the money to fix this one. So the other day we said we were going to come up and look at a Rolls Royce, and stupidly I forgot to press record. So I'm back here, different outfit, different day, but I was just going to have a quick look round. It's still not running and they've got a mechanic coming tomorrow to see if we can get it going. But I'll just show you the ins and outs of the car. So if we just start on the passenger side, you can see the wood is just peeling. The veneer is literally falling off the dashboard. And this is where the veneer was, and this is now bare wood. You can still see some is on there, but you can still see the cracks in it. It is flaking. And it has currently done 86,500 miles. The gentleman who's had the car has had it for 30 years. Or 30 years and I think about 7 or 8 months. But the leather isn't in bad condition. There is a rip in that seat there, but it's not overly cracked or anything on the bolster. And the back, albeit a bit dirty, is actually looking all right. There are some bits of trim sticking out. That side seems okay, but this side is coming out, which is a bit of a shame. But it's got all the mats. Gentleman's also put in nice matching blankets. You've got the lights down by your feet so you can see where you're going. The footrest as well. The grab handles up at the top. Now that's the inside. They've also done something with these. The dash has been altered. So you can see a piece of wood that they've inserted along here, and I don't know why, and they've done it to both sides, and this has obviously shrunk away and fallen off. Needs fixing, but everything is still in place, everything's still there. Glove box opens with a nice click. On the outside you can see rust all around the wheel arch, rust on the hubcaps. It does have the pinstriped wheel covers, which is broken on this one. It's rusted through, but that matches the pinstripe up here. Traditional Rolls Royce sign. It's nice to see it's not changed from my generation of Rolls Royce to the one that's 30-40 years old. The roof is just in need of some TLC. The lacquer has peeled. We're back to bare paint there. Also had a little knock or a stone chip. Something's hit it. And I don't know whether this would mean that the glass has got to come out, but there's a bit of rust and corrosion all along this area. It actually carries all the way along that boot. And again, we've got on the wheel arch more bubbling rust, but it looks fairly solid on the inside of the wheel arch. It's just this edge, and this is the wheel most protected by the house. As you can see, it's a little bit better. And again on this side of the roof, a bit more rust down there, all up under the wheel arch. A bit better on this side. Then we have the lovely Spirit of Ecstasy. It's actually a bit bigger than the one on my car. It's shrunk over the years. Probably weight saving and cost saving. But what do you think, guys? Do we get an older Rolls Royce on the channel? Is this something that I slowly do up myself? Oh, what's that? Little notch there. No, it's to deflect wind, I don't know. Reduce wind noise. Who knows? Someone might be able to tell me. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this car, whether we should get an older Rolls Royce on the channel, whether I should buy this. I've got a guide of somewhere between £4,000 and £6,000, I think, the gentleman's asking for it. So it's not an awful lot of money, but it will be an awful lot of money to get it back to A1 condition. But it's quite nice that it's been in the same family for 30 years. And from all intents and purposes, albeit it's been left outside, it has passed its MOT this year, so it is roadworthy. So there can't be too much wrong mechanically. It's just not been used. It's been used about once a month just to turn the wheels and run it down the road to keep the battery going. But it does seem to have a little drain on the battery at the moment. It's not been driven for a couple of months, and sure enough, the battery is flat. So mechanic's coming tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can come back tomorrow morning if he's here when I can get here. And if we can get it going, we'll go on a test drive, and I'll put that in the video as well. So after a number of attempts and taking leads off and trying to turn it over, we couldn't get it going. The mechanic that came out couldn't start it, so we're going to have to come back another day to see if we can give it a drive. The owner's confident that it will start. It might just be a battery issue and it hasn't got enough charge in it. So there's a quick tour around that Rolls Royce because the gentleman I was seeing didn't have an awful lot of time. So the other thing I couldn't do today was I couldn't start it because I think the battery was flat. And it's a shame. I could have brought a jump pack with me, but I didn't. So I will need to go back and have a look again. But I just thought I'd show you a few little snippets of the bad points of the car, and until you drive it, really, I don't think you can really judge mechanically if it's okay. Now, it did pass an MOT, which in the UK is our sort of roadworthy test that you have to have by law on cars older than 3 years. And it did pass that, and it's MOT'd until February. That means the car was, last February, roadworthy. But obviously, that's 6 months ago now, and it's sat probably for most of that time. What do you do? I mean, it's a cheap car to buy, but cheap car to buy doesn't necessarily mean it's a cheap car once you've bought it. I've got that problem with this car. If I'd spent all the money on one from a dealer and slightly newer and with better service history, then perhaps this car wouldn't cost so much money to keep going. But would you like to see a Silver Spirit restoration project on the channel? I know there are some already out there, so I don't know whether that sort of the market is flooded with the 2 or 3 that are already online and you wouldn't be that interested in seeing one again. Or is a Rolls Royce and whatever I do with the Rolls Royce you're keen to watch? But the gentleman has had it and has every MOT for 30 years. And by the looks of it, he bought it about 8 years old, and it's only covered 86,000 miles. I do know, though, that it has had a new engine, or a reconditioned engine, and they didn't have the paperwork for that. And that was because the engine overheated, and the gentleman decided not to stop, but to carry on home. So, it's had a new engine, it's a bit rusty, it doesn't currently start, which might only be a battery problem. But online I've had a look and you can get a new one. Well, not a new one. You can get one from a dealer for 16, 18,000 in good condition. You can get one privately, and a Spirit 3 for around about 12, 13,000 pounds. So do you buy a project or do you buy a straight up together one? Because this car has never been garaged in the last 30 years, so it's only from what I can see. Now, the gentleman I spoke to did say I can take it down to KISS auto centres and put it on a ramp to give it a good inspection to see what mechanically it would need. And I suggested maybe we give it another MOT so that we know what the problems are to make it roadworthy. Because at least then it could be driven. But the paint is peeling on the outside, so I know this car has problems with paint, but at least it looks okay, especially from a distance. But with that car, you do have to be at quite a distance to make it look good. And it was sitting down on one side on the rear suspension, and I don't know whether that's just its relaxed because it's run out of battery, or whether actually there is something more sinister going on there. You won't know that until you get it on a ramp and get it going at least. And also the gentleman I spoke to would actually quite like to see it on the channel and see it be brought back to its former glory. Spending 5, 6, 7, 8 grand, 10 grand maybe that car might cost to get right, if not more. Would I be better off spending that on doing some road trips into Europe with this Rolls Royce? And would you prefer to see that rather than me restore an older Rolls Royce? Maybe go and visit some other Rolls Royce owners and have a look at their cars, which was my original plan for this channel. Part of me does love to rescue an old car. There is that part of me that says, oh, there's an opportunity here to make something good again. But then there's another big part of me that looks at all the different areas of that car and you just say it's just too much to take on. So let me know what you think. Should I invest a relatively small amount of money, a few £1,000s, into an older Rolls Royce that is then a project for the channel? I wouldn't buy it normally, but I would buy it as a journey for this YouTube channel to see what it takes to get an older Rolls Royce back on the road. And some of the work I might take on myself. I'm not a mechanic, but it'd be quite good to learn. And this Phantom is a little bit too new in some ways to start my mechanical journey, I think. One thing that would interest me is to see mechanically and repairs wise whether an older Rolls Royce costs as much to maintain as a newer Rolls Royce, because I can imagine some of the older Rollses from the 70s, say, are less mechanically advanced, so therefore parts and labour potentially on those cars is actually a bit cheaper. But then a 1986 car though may be on the cusp of that being a bit too new. There are some electrical parts on it. The suspension is more complex. There are some lines on this car that, compared with the Silver Spirit, I just prefer. I do like a Silver Spirit 3, maybe a navy blue with a nice cream hide. That would probably be my ideal. Well, there is a grey one online for sale at the moment that is very nice in what looks to be quite nice condition. Anyway, this might be a two-parter because I've got to go back and see if the car starts. But wanted to share that with you. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button, makes a massive difference. But thank you very much for watching. Please follow me on Instagram. If you've got any Rolls Royces or interesting cars out there you'd like to see featured on the channel, please do drop me a direct message at Instagram or even leave a comment below. I can get in touch. It'll be really interesting to see what other cars we can get on the channel and some of your cars as well. That would be really great. So thanks very much for watching and I'll see you next time.